Yo, what's up, everybody? This is CJ. That's for six letters, not two. I'm one half of the CNG Podcast. Welcome back to the Football Fantasy. This is episode 2, week 2. Hey, y'all see that man on the screen? Keenan Allen, fantasy player of the week with 31 fantasy points. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's pull up his stats. Let's pull up the stats for the fantasy week. The second week of the fantasy. Actually, let's go into it. Let's pull this up. Y'all give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Keenan Allen. Man, look what he did. 8 receptions, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 targets, 31.1 fantasy points. The boy did his thing. The veteran, the old head, did his thing against Tennessee. Even though they lost that game, he stepped up in a big way, did his thing. We talked about Daniel Jones. If you guys had Daniel Jones in your team, play the man because look, we had Aaron Rodgers out with that injury for the year with his Achilles injury. Daniel Jones in my league was available, so I don't know if anyone picked him up or not. But hey, he did his thing. Week 2, Puka, you see him right there, 30 points, 30 fantasy points this week that just went past. He did that in a loss against San Francisco. Look at this, 15 receptions, 147 yards. Man, this guy is a hot right now. He's a hot free agent. If you have not picked him up, if you're not too pleased with your wide receiving core on your fantasy team, go pick this man up right now. Cooper Kupp, I believe, is still out, still dealing with some issues, some injury issues and whatnot. So, man, if you guys are not too happy with your wide receiving core, pick up Puka. He's doing his thing. T. Higgins. You can see Brian Robinson Jr., the running back out of the Washington Commanders. So, hey, I mean, this is what pretty much happened on last week. Kirk Cousins, Saquon Barkley, pretty much questionable going into next week. So, I mean, a lot of guys stepped up here and there. Look, we mentioned Russell Wilson. This is what I mentioned last week. You know, if you guys would have picked up Russell Wilson, look what he would have did. 25 fantasy points. He had 3 touchdowns. He had 1 interception, and that was against a loss against the Commanders. So it just depends on what your team needs are and whatnot. So, but look, let's go into week 3. Let's go into week 3 projections as far as players who are expected to have big performances. As you can see, Justin Jeffries right here with the 23 projected points. Christian McCaffrey against the Giants. Yeah, I could definitely see him really going off against the Giants. We got Chase here against the Chargers Monday. So and then we got our boy Tyreek Hill. He was the fantasy player of the week last week. We got him going up against the Denver Broncos, 22 and a half points. So yeah, Travis Kelce. Definitely you want to pick up Travis Kelce going up against the Chicago Bears because let me tell you, the Chicago Bears defense is completely incomplete. Their secondary is not healthy. They're not in a good position right now as far as performance. So definitely go pick up Travis Kelce. If you got Patrick Mahomes, play Patrick Mahomes against the Chicago Bears. If you sit him out, I don't know what you're smoking. If you sit out Patrick Mahomes against the Bears, play these two guys. They're going to have big performances. I'm a Bears fan, but hey, I got to keep it 100 with y'all. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they're going to light the Bears up Sunday. I'm telling y'all. So we're going down the list. Jalen Hurts, CeeDee Lamb. Hey, I mean, pick up. If you're playing these guys, play these guys, man. Going up against the Cardinals with CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Hurts going up against Tampa. Now, let me say this about Tampa. Tampa's defense is actually pretty good. Now, I know that's Justin Fields they're playing up against. Jalen Hurts is expected to torch the Buccaneers defense, but let's see what happens. You know, they got a pretty good front four. You know, if you're playing against Tampa, and I don't know if you want to play Tampa's defense going up against Philly. I don't know if you want to do that, but hey, you know, let's see what happens, you know, during that game. So I'm actually gonna go out. I'm actually gonna go to my fantasy team right now and show y'all pretty much what's going on. So look, this is what I ended up doing last week. Got a victory right here. as y'all can see, this is what I'm playing next. CNG Podcast. That's actually the name of the podcast that I do on Facebook and YouTube. So, hey, if y'all haven't go check out that podcast out, go check it out. You know, we got Bears content that we do. Unfortunately, they sucked last week. We got some other content coming up that y'all, may want to be interested in. So y'all go check us out on Facebook. If you got Facebook, go check us out at the CNG Podcast Facebook page. But look, y'all. So this is who I got coming in next week. Derrick Henry had a pretty good performance last week. James Cook. I put James Cook in my lineup because he's been pretty consistent over the last couple of weeks. Tyreek Hill, as I mentioned, I think he's going to have a big performance this week. T. Higgins, after that terrible first week performance, he came back in the second week, did his thing. So if you look down the list, like I told y'all, I picked up Puka right here, picked him up. Hopefully he'll do something against the Bengals. We'll see what happens. And that's pretty much it, man. So my player that I'm expecting that I think is going to have a big week, I got to give it up to Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the fantasy player of the week. I think he's going to cook the Chicago Bears. I just don't like what I'm seeing from the Bears as far as a team. Their defense is trash right now. So, hey, if you play Patrick Mahomes, play that man. If you're going to play Travis Kelce, play him. If you're going to play, I think you can play pretty much any receiver from the Chiefs against this Bears defense. Play the receiver if you got him. Whoever it is, play him. Put him out there and see what he can do. But look, man, that's pretty much going to be it for me with this fantasy this week for week 3. And look, man, whatever lineup you guys got, whatever lineup you guys want to go with moving forward, make sure you guys put in Patrick Mahomes against the Chicago Bears. You guys got Tyreek Hill, put in Tyreek Hill. Just pretty much do it off of your emotions and what you feel for the week. Hopefully your fantasy team is doing good. I think my fantasy team this week is going to do their thing. They're going to light it up, and we're going to see what happens. Other than that, man, I'm CJ, one half of the CNG Podcast. Like I said, if you got Facebook, go check us out on Facebook at the CNG Podcast. It's right down there. Also, you can go check us out on Twitter, down there at the ticker at the CNG, the CNG Twitter page, excuse me, y'all. And also go check us out on YouTube at the CNG Podcast. And like I said, man, with the fantasy this week, I think things are going to start heating up. I believe as far as players, to me, who did not perform last week, I think they're going to do their thing this week. And as far as the quarterbacks, actually, let's do that real quick. Let's see. Let's go back and let's check and see who's on the waiver wire before I pretty much get up out of here. So I'm actually going to go and do that right now. So let's go ahead and let's check that out. Who's on my waiver wire? So this is pretty much who's on the waiver wire right now. Alexander Madison. Tua is actually on the waiver wire. I don't know if you got some Tua fans out there, but he's actually on the waiver wire. I'm not going to pick him up personally, but he is there. Judy is also there. Kirk Cousins. I don't know if you want to pick up Kirk Cousins. And, you got Swift out there. You got the Steelers defense out there going up against Las Vegas. So it's some things, if you guys got these people available, you might want to check them out if you're not too happy with your team. If your team is 0-2, you might want to go check out some of these free agents if they are available in your league. But that's going to be it for me. I appreciate everybody who came through, who checked out the show. This is week 2. This is actually week 2 going into week 3. So the fantasy league, I will be back next week, giving y'all update on week 3, seeing what happened in week 3. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Until then, y'all have a good day. Take care. CJ, one half of the CNG Podcast. See you next week.